Thunder by the River in Wisner, Nebraska is almost done, but two categories of Outlaw pullers remain. The Pro Stock tractors with their tight rules and tighter competition are on hand, along with the smoke-spouting diesel 4x4 pickups. These two classes will certainly bring the thunder, and the capacity crowd can't wait.
In the heart of the Midwest, there's a band of modern-day marauders. Mounted atop their beasts, they line up to throw down. They are outlaws.
The Outlaw Pulling Series event in Wisner, Nebraska is winding down, but it's been a fun-filled weekend with more than 100 competitors. Hello, everyone. I'm Claude Wood. Dave Bennett, Rick Carlson, and I will be bringing you all of the action, starting with Pro Stock Tractors.
The competition in the Pro Stock Tractor class for the year-end pull-off to the championship is really tight. Steve Bailey and the Rut Cutter sets on top, followed by last year's champion Rick Barron and Wampus Cat. Cody York in the Gone is third, followed by Dad David York and Dirt Slinging Deer, then Bo Ellenstein in Old School. The points are tight, competition's going to be tight, and it's going to be one classic night of pulling.
Getting it started, our first puller is Lee Jensen. He drives high compression. Lee is a self-employed mechanic.
Blair, Nebraska, the hometown. Just a sharp-looking 60-30 John Deere. Different paint scheme. The black and the green go together, the flames. A good one to start with. Look at the pressure coming out of the exhaust pipe. Smoke blowing high up in the air. Him being the first puller of the class, and this an evening show, the sun's going to go down. Claude, we're going to see this track change all night long.
Well, that's the key for Lee, I think. First puller, new track, you just don't know what's going to happen.
Do you keep a 307? You just don't know. Let's go down to Rick Carlson and find out.
Lee, you started things off with that 307. Is it a good number?
I'm hoping so. The track was a little bit looser tonight. Didn't have the bite in it, so we thought about down in a gear, but we left it where it was from last night. We'll see how it holds up.
Well, that'll bring up Mason Hansen. Mason is out of Missouri Valley, Iowa. His tractor is Unnatural Disaster. We'll see how natural or unnatural it is.
Well, this tractor is all natural. I love the look right in that front screen that ain't there. You can see that air horn. A lot of air going in that. Whoa. Something went wrong. Now, I'd normally say snuffed it, but you don't see Mason Hansen snuff it or get the wrong gear. So, Claude, we'll have to watch the smokestack, see if we can pick up on something.
Well, some creative freedom right there. You mentioned it on the front of the tractor, but the smoke, it looks pretty steady so far.
Either a hose come off the turbo or the wastegate come loose and went down, shut the air off.
Gary Porter owns Gangrene. The driver today, Justin Hill.
Always somebody a little different. You never know which one of the boys will be sitting up on top of the big Gangrene tractor, but you know that it's a serious contender when it comes down the line. Nice front end carry, and front back tires are squatting, getting a hold. Changing this second place around. He goes 303 and 36. A good-looking tractor and a good run.
Well, you're looking at a school class right there. Other pullers taking notes on this track. And that'll bring up David Fleming and his John Deere. He is out of Kearney, Nebraska.
Another one of the guys that pulls 2 or 3 different associations, comes in with the Outlaws every once in a while. Also one of the guys that, hey, he fits in this class. He's a strong runner in this class. 298 and 12. You got to be up over 300 to do any good, so not a good run for him here today. And Claude, he comes off the line. He set it in the center of the track. Bouncing. Motor sounding good. What would you do different?
Now, wait a minute. You're asking me. You're the guy that's driven these. What would you do?
Get more ponies.
Bo Ellenstein getting ready to go. Man, it has been a tough weekend for Bo.
This is his last night's run. He had problems with the motor, and the same problem he had at the Des Moines Iowa State Fair. This contender's got a long road to hoe.
But he's had a lot of success. 2014 Western Farm Show champion. We'll see if he has his problems all worked out.
Well, he's going farther than he did last night. Motor's going downhill. This man's actually been working on this tractor in the truck, going down the road, trying to keep it in the chase. And, man, ain't nobody fought it any harder than Bo has. And I thought he had it fixed here for a little while.
A lot of trial and error with this tractor.
Well, there's no place to go practice when you get through working on it. Let's go down to Rick Carlson and see what Bo has to say.
Bo, it still does not sound healthy.
No, we've been fighting it all summer. It's just got gremlin after gremlin. We keep chasing them. We'll get them all out eventually.
Well, so far, John Deere has built a wall, your top 4 competitors, but no one has really got a hold of the track yet. But a lot of good pullers remain, including Doug Sabatka. Now, he's had a lot of success here at Wisner. We'll be back with more. Stay with us.
This edition of the Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling Association is being brought to you by Willcross. Good product, good prices, good service. Precision Turbo, the world's foremost manufacturer of high-performance aftermarket turbochargers. O'Reilly Auto Parts, the professional parts people. And by Stage 8, the world's best locking fastener.
Welcome back to Thunder by the River from Wisner, Nebraska. It's the Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling Series. Doug Sabatka coming up now. Doug has been pulling since 2010.
Well, this man knows how to win on this track because it was less than 24 hours ago that he took a win on this track. And Claude, you and I talked about it a while ago. Nobody's really got a hold of this track. Look at the ground speed. We're getting a hold now. You're making the flagman back up. You're dancing around. You look over, you see the flag go past you, and you take the lead at 3:21 and 53.
And all of the pullers so far, Dave, they're spotting that sled right in the center of the track. That seems to be the preferred place to go.
Well, that's kind of where they went last night. Just get a hold and lock and run. Put him in first place. Let's go down to Rick Carlson talking to Doug Sabatka.
Doug, you got to be happy with that one.
Yeah, I am happy with that one. It didn't exactly do what I wanted it to do, but it ended up being a very good run, and I'm very pleased with it.
David Yarrick is one of our title contenders. He was runner-up in 2014 points, and right now, Dave, he's gunning for 321 feet.
He knows where he's got to go. Our next 3 pullers coming up are all contenders, and so here's a pull within a pull. They all want to beat each other. They don't care if they win as long as they beat the other ones, and that Dido over to the left is not going to help him one little bit. 3:05 and 37, going to put him in third. He didn't lose a lot of points, but he didn't gain no points.
Well, one question, why did he go to the left? Was that track or driver?
Well, let's take a look here and see. The front end's up. See his front tires? He's got them turned just a little bit, and that aimed him over to the left, and the sled pan caught him.
Rick Barrett will be your next puller. His tractor is Wampus Cat.
Another one of you contenders, another one of you guys that has won the points championship before. In fact, this man is the 2014 defending champion. He's in the chase again to pull off to the championship. He's getting right down there amongst them. Front end skipping. He went straight. Not a bad pull. He goes into number 2 at 3:08 and 24. He's bound to be happy with that.
I think so. I was surprised he didn't go any further than he did. The tire speed was real good, and the speed of the tractor as well.
Oh, yeah, the ground speed was perfect. His weight balance was extremely perfect. Them front tires and inch off the ground, you can't ask for no more out of a tractor than that.
Cody Yarrick coming up now. His dad pulled a few minutes ago. Cody helps his dad out on the farm. I wonder how much he helps him on the track.
Well, we're going to find out. This is another one of those situations that you can either hurt your competitor or help your competitor, but with them both being in the pull-off, oh, man, bad luck. What went wrong? Bad deal. He was already past 100 foot. He can't try it again. What a shame. Claude, I got to look here real close. Listen to the motor. His smoke was not good. His first 20, 30 feet of smoke wasn't there. He had a problem from the get-go. He's going to have to live with a distance of 190.02.
Whoa, that probably kills Cody's title chances. Take a look now at the tires on the back of Steve Calger's tractor.
Those tires, that wrinkle on the tires, those marks are from last night. That's when the tires wrinkled. You see them wrinkling right there again. He's got perfect air pressure. When the tires wrinkle like that, that tells you he is getting the most traction. He's doing it again, spinning and grinning to the other end. He is right in there. A nice straight run. Straight enough to put him in the lead a great distance, 3:24 and 48.
And as Steve goes down the track, check out the marks he leaves. It is ruler straight.
The best way to get a good pull is go straight, and he done that. Let's go down to Rick Carlson because Steve Calger's always good for an interview.
Steve, 324, you're in first place.
It felt great. I've waited all year for this so far, and it feels good. I begin to think I didn't know how to build or pull a tractor. This still doesn't prove I know anything, but I'll sleep better tonight.
Up next is Jim Brackett on Hillbilly Express. Jim has won a lot of championships with the Outlaws over the years.
The Pro Stock boys kind of call him Mr. Pro Stock because he's got the most experience of them all. Puts it on the track quite a few times. That water coming out of the side shield right there, just a loose line, not to worry about. I ain't going to say that cost him any distance. He goes third place at 3:21 and 23.
And the crowd enjoying all the action. The mark still to beat is 3:24. One puller remains, and that will be Steve Bailey.
And this is one of your contenders that really wants this pull off the championship. And he knows that this pull here can position him to do that, but he's got to get up around that 320 at least. Not going to do it. He's going to burn it in. 3:14.77 puts him in number 4. He needed to do better.
Final results, 4 of our 5 title contenders finished in the top 10. Your winner, Steve Calger, is with Rick Carlson.
Steve, you got to win.
It feels great, too. This is probably the worst year I've ever had, but it laid in and did it tonight.
It's a good place to happen in Wisner.
It is the best place to happen in Wisner. Up here with the big, one of the biggest and best pulls of the year, it's great.
Well, the Pro Stock tractors had to hook to the sled over 30 times to determine a winner. And when it all settled down, Dirt Slinging Deer comes in number 1, followed really close by the Rut Cutter.
When we come back, a lot of black smoke from the Diesel 4x4s. Stay with us. Welcome back to Wisner, Nebraska, and Thunder by the River. Here we go. Diesel 4x4s coming at you. And our first puller will be Scott Barca as he drives inline only.
Well, this is a class where you talk Dodges, Chevrolets, and Fords. Now, I don't think we got a Ford here with us today. That's not because they can't run. It just takes more ponies. And Dodges are predominant, that is for sure, nationwide in this class. The man out of Hopkins, Missouri, rode that sideline all the way down. He's the first one on the track. Got a good hole shot, and he goes 3:21.92. He was very aggressive on the line coming off.
He sure was. I watched him all the way down, and I kept thinking he's going to go out. Ended up, about a foot away?
That was almost closer than a foot. He was lucky on that one little dido. Let's go down to Rick Carlson.
That's not a bad pull to start things off.
No, it felt pretty good. Still had that where it was just not really grabbing the track there, first taking off, and finally got a hold and went down there pretty good. I'm not sure how it's going to turn out, but pretty happy with it.
Well, it's only money. At least that's what Jesse Niederip says for the moment.
Yeah, the name of the truck really not on the truck. All you see is his commercials and such as that, but he does call it It's Only Money. And he picked up money this afternoon, as he was this afternoon's winner, so he's back tonight trying to double it up again. And he's taking the experience he gained this afternoon, putting it on the track here as he just went to the lead by 8 foot. New leader at 3:29.69.
Diesel's picking that right side, and so far that's working out well.
Well, these turbos are a size 2.8. Everybody's got the same size of turbo, and they are working that track hard. Got a little bit of a chatter right there. It's going to be a good run.
Jesse, that was a good number.
We'll see if it holds up. There's a lot of good trucks left in the class yet, so hopefully we'll see what'll hold out.
And coming up next is our season champion. That's Chris Barton, and he did it driving this 2003 Chevy Duramax.
All too risky. Yeah, he's got the 2015 championship in his pocket. Now he wants to put an exclamation point on that for a fact. Taking the same trucks. The boys are building a road down that side. They are following everybody's ruts, building a road. 3:22.22 puts him in second place. That's a pretty good exclamation point.
Well, just a little bit short, but like we said, hey, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, he'll settle for that second place run. The competition he's up against, and keep in mind, this is one of few Chevrolets in this class running up against the almighty Dodges. Chris Barton's got to be very happy with that run as we'll go down on trackside.
Chris, 322, but that's not what you were after.
I wasn't after that. I don't, I might have something wrong. I'm not for sure what, but I was going to go a lot farther.
Our next puller is Dylan Lemke. Dylan is out of Adams, Nebraska. His truck is top priority.
A lot of diesel pickup pullers in the state of Nebraska. As I said earlier, it is a very popular sport from one end of the country to the other. Be pretty expensive when you get these heavyweights putting out the power that they are. You talk about power, man, this guy got on the highway. He went down 335 and 60. The crowd likes it. I can hear him in the background. Giddy up, go.
Well, he takes the lead, and check this out. Still on that right side of the track, that is the place to be.
A ton of water or oil coming up underneath that thing. I hope he didn't hurt it. Let's go to Rick Carlson and see what Dylan says about it.
Dylan, 335 is a pretty good number. Everybody keeps stretching it. I don't know if they can catch you.
Oh, a lot of good competition coming up, and we'll see how it holds up.
Brent Jericho coming up next. The mark to beat for Brent is 335 feet. Not going to do it.
No, he ain't going to do it for a fact. I got a feeling. You see no spark come out? I think we got a turbo that just totally exploded. Up there in the front, that would be my call from right here. Watch right underneath the front end, right under the axle. He built the boost, and when the boost come up, that turbo says, I'm not going to play no more. I'm out of here.
On the leaderboard, Dylan Lemke with a comfortable lead, 335 feet. Last night's winner, Jesse Niederip, he's in second place. Your 2015 champion, Chris Barton, he's in third. When we come back, this is Todd Peck as the diesel 4x4 trucks continue. When we come back to Wisner.
This edition of the Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling Association is being brought to you by VP Racing, Macon Power, Agency 212, we don't believe in following trends, we unleash new ideas, Sap Brothers, welcome, be our guest, and by Dustless Blasting, it's the future of surface preparation.
Welcome back to Thunder by the River from Wisner, Nebraska, and the Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling Series. Continuing with the diesel 4x4 trucks, this is Todd Peck. Todd is out of Green Ridge, Missouri, calls it pocket change.
Yeah, he's going to need some pocket change. He's going to need a lot of change because if he's going to get in the money to get more change, he's got to get up way past 300 foot. And that motor's already starting to struggle. Going to burn it in at 296 and 62.
Well short of the mark of 335 that he hoped to beat. Still, we're setting up closer to that right side of the track. How long is that going to hold up, though?
Well, I think it's going to stay there all day long because these boys want a firm track, and they know that's where the sled has been packing it down. They're just going to have to rear back, get a deeper gear, and more horses.
Let's go on board. This was a pretty smooth ride, really.
Not bad, and you can see the road I'm talking about. It just kind of laid right out in front of you right there. Just don't go across the white line, but try to get way down there where the flagman is. He was waiting on you in the right spot. You just didn't get there.
Our next puller is Danny Marlowe. Danny is out of Cedar Falls, Iowa. This is Blackout.
Here's a guy that done good last night. He thought he had it won. He got it took away from him right at the end. Oh, that motor's screaming. That motor's talking. We're getting down to the flagman, digging in. He knows he's got a good run, but how good? The crowd knows it. 338 and 69. He just took the lead.
And a great pull from the beginning. Builds up the turbo and then slips the clutch. Off he goes.
Boost and clutch all come together at the right time. Distance in the right place. Rick Carlson's going to find out a lot more.
Danny, you moved right on past him into the lead.
Yeah, things went good again. I'm happy with the way it ran. Two We got 2 good hooks out of the truck today, and I'm just happy with it this time. I guess 7th hook worked out a lot better than 1st hook for me.
And that'll bring up Cole Natterchall. Cole is out of Papillion, Nebraska, calls his truck the hard way.
Does it the hard way. You know, in Daddy's interview right there, he brought up a good point. The later hooks are doing better, so maybe this guy can get in on it and take advantage of the better track. There's not much ground speed right there. He is not going forward very fast. And take a look on this replay. I just spotted it. The front tires is trying. The back tire says, I don't want to play no more. Watch it on this replay, Claude. I think he turned into a 2-wheel drive.
Yeah, and he just did not have the speed off the starting line. He goes 247 feet. That's just too slow to make up that distance.
Watch those back tires quit turning.
Our final puller is Ryan Stahl. He calls it spooled up, his mark to beat, 338 feet.
Spooled up, that's what you do when you run these turbochargers. You spool them up on the line. Deep throat. Good sound. Good tire speed, a little bit of chatter. You can hear it in the motor. Oh, he's bouncing. Hope he don't get a U-joint. Man, he was trying hard. He goes number 3 at 330.40. Claude, not your smoothest run because he never let off that throttle even through the bouncing.
Kept it spooled up, foot in the throttle. Man, he was not going to give up.
The last night at Wisner, you never give up. You go for it all, and he almost got it all.
Final results, some revenge today for Danny Marlowe. He finished 2nd this afternoon, but tonight he won the class. Let's go down to Rick Carlson with Danny Marlowe.
You can relax and grin now.
Yeah, I can breathe again.
You had good pulls today. The truck looked good.
Thanks a lot. I enjoyed coming here. Put on a great show. We'll be back next year.
Well, next year is the key because we have closed out the 2015 season for the Outlaw truck and tractor pulling season. A lot of smoke, a lot of dirt, a lot of miles. We had fun.
And that'll put a wrap on it today from Wisner, Nebraska. Now, for Rick Carlson and Dave Bennett, Claude Wood, so long. See you next time.